Hey, welcome back. So I know I mentioned that I was bored or getting bored, and I still am. So I was bored enough that I told myself, you know what, we're gonna spawn a Guardian next round, regardless of what we roll. Like we're not even gonna roll. Let's just spawn Guardians, and let's get this over with, right? Because this game's dragging on. There is a small element to this game of, hey, you know what? If you do that, then you're cheating in a way because, you know, for example, this blue Spectre, which is located here, just went into raid mode, and all of our heroes are over here, and you know he might get away and if you're waiting for all these Guardians to spawn, you know, these minions could be escaping, and, you know, you could lose the game, and now you're sort of, you know, robbing the game of its difficulty. Okay, there's merit in everything. That, well, anytime somebody has an opinion, there's almost always some merit in there. I mean, there really are idiots in this world, but there's definitely merit in that argument. And I honestly don't know what to make of it. So let's just see, and I'm going to just cross my fingers and hope that we get a dang Guardian. The marker went all the way down. I think at this point last game we already had 2 Guardians out. So that's the part that's a little tricky is we actually just, from the luck of the roll, we're just doing better. There's also a part of me just wants to start again, and I've said this before in several other plays, but I don't want to belabor it too much. So let's just dive in here. I rolled a 2, so the torch is out. Just at the moment when I needed the torch is out. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that back. Okay, so we need to assign our places. The mine up there is dried out. We have a runaway over here. So I think what we want to do is we want to activate them first. Let's try to see if the knight can catch him. We'll do him first, and then the archer will be second. Remember, the archer has no essence at all and only 1 health point, but we have the potion, so she's sort of safe. And then as far as like activating everybody else, we do want to maybe go take on a level 3. The rogue is actually injured pretty bad, but has a healing potion. The cleric has hardly anything left, and same with the paladin. So I'm going to have the wizard go, and then the paladin and the cleric will follow the wizard, and then the rogue will be on her own. Okay, somebody said that they spoke with Roger. I think it was Justin from Board Game Losers, and he followed up with me on these skill sets. So he confirmed that Roger said, yes, you can have both of these skills, and so we could cast both of them if we wanted to. But the one thing he said is that, you know, it's before any warfare roll. They have their warfare values loaded. It's active for the duration of the turn. So what he pointed out to me is I cast this on round 1 of combat, and then I cast this on round 2 of combat. I didn't need to do that. I just needed to cast one of these, and I was done. Also, if you recall, that was also the same turn where I forgot to do the poison check. And so the way it played out is initially I had 3. I did 3 to do the level 1 consecrate ground, right? And then we resolved our battle. And then I used the potion to go back up to full health. And then, of course, I spent 4 to do the level 2 consecrate ground. But then we realized, oh gosh, I was supposed to do this before combat ability, and that burned all my stuff. So then I used the potion, and then I went down 7 from there. So what I'm trying to say is I'm going to give myself 3 back. And the reason being is I only needed to cast one of these, the 4-cost one, and it would have stayed active the whole battle. And in fact, we probably would have taken less overall damage because I had a -4 to their warfare value the whole battle, instead of the -2 or whatever for the first round. And I'm realizing that my caffeine is empty, so I need to go do that. I will pause. So I hope I at least made sense. Basically the takeaway from it is I get 3 essence back from my paladin. I hope I explained that well enough. That's really the net result. And I'm just running out of room to put my camera here because I have all my cards. And that's why my How's that? Is that better? Okay, good. All right, let's do the encounter. We have, remember the undead guys are extra powerful. Randomly select a hero. 6, that would be the rogue. This hero hears a high-pitched screeching and fluttering sound drawing closer to him. Her, Roger, get your pronouns correct. As he looks up, he sees 4 carrion bats flying towards him. Her, test strength 16 for each one of the bats. On a pass, the hero slays. On a fail, lose 1 health and 1 essence. Oh, that's going to be nasty. It's going to be really nasty. Now, what's crazy about this is strength for her is just a 1. So I need a 15 or better 4 times. There's the first time. Fail. Oh man, I rolled a 20. That's a pass. Fail. That's a 4. And that's a 2. So I'm going to take 3 health and 3 essence. 1, 2, 3. I'm down to 1 health and 2 essence. She also has a health potion she's carrying around, so we could do that. That encounter sucked. Okay, next is the guardian roll. I rolled a 1. Okay. So let's just hurry this up then. All right, first up is the knight. I'm going to move, and try to get in position to take out this this runaway. All right, there's a 7, and it's going to be +4 for the knight. We are up here. So that's an 11 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So this thing is going to come right through us. So we'll be able to do a counterattack. Then the archer. We have a level 1 dungeon room we could try to clear with that archer since we're over there. That would be interesting. Archer doesn't have a lot of health. And we got our dog too, needs to do stuff. Okay. Let's put the archer in position to help take down some runaways. Although she is so close to being able to take out that door, that level 1. Yeah. Let's do the level 1 dungeon. All right. So what I mean by that is the archer is way back there in the corner, and she's just going to go 1, 2, 3 into here. Now we already know that there's no quest item in here anymore because this is the room where we were supposed to look for the keys. We already found the keys a long time ago, so this of course is going to be blank. But we're going to do the monster, and it's an empty chamber, which is even better. Well, actually it's not, because the whole reason for doing this was we wanted to get some experience points, or life force points, but that's not to be. Okay, so since there was no battle, I actually can roll again. And I rolled a 6, so she's gonna do, I'm not gonna bother moving the camera, she's just gonna move to the next room over, and we're gonna do this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then she gets to add more, so she makes it in. Okay, so Obviously a blank quest. We expected that. And then the level 1 monster. So that's what we were expecting. She is at 1 health and 0 essence, but I do have potions. So let's see how bad it's going to be. And then I can't remember the name of the person, but they were like, you know, you need to get those fingerprints off your iPad. Here's the thing, when it's dark, you can see how I wiped it down, but it's still pretty bad. I tried, folks. That's all I'm saying is I tried. All right. Let's get that sound off. Okay, here we go. We get a dagger, a magic, and a scepter, which for an archer, none of these are good. I guess the magic's okay. Nope, magic's not okay either. Magic is a 0, the dagger is a -2, and the scepter is a +1. So we're gonna attack with these two and defend with that one. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to use the potion to heal. It's my understanding that I can use the potion to prevent death, so I can wait until I'm actually dying before I use it. And then I have a +2 damage weapon, which I'm going to use on the scepter. And then a +1 damage weapon that I'm going to use on the magic. All right? All right, so that's a 15 on the dagger, which we get a -2, but that's still enough. We defended just fine. We have an 11 on the scepter, and she gets a +4. So we obliterated the scepter one, and that did 2 damage to her. So she's 1 away. And then for the magic, we got a 7. And she gets an overall net of +1. She gets a -2, but then she gets a +3 from other sources. So she gets an overall +1. That puts her to 8, which is not enough. That gives her the hit. So we're going to go ahead and use the potion to prevent that hit from killing her. And that'll put her to 11 out of 12 health. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and go again. And it doesn't matter what it randomizes. We're doing the same exact attack. So the dagger is not going to do as well this time. That's going to cause 1 hit. So she's down to 10. And then the magic, we rolled a 6, which is bad. And that's going to put her down to a 9. And then this is a 9 for the scepter, which will be enough because she's going to add 4 more. And that does 2 damage. So we finally kill her, but that was, boy, that was not pretty. So we get 2 life force points, which is as much as the level 2 and level 3 monsters are giving us. That's the part that's shocking me, as I was expecting to get more as they were higher level, but we're not. And then for the loot roll, ooh, I rolled a 17. We're gonna get a loot and 100 gold. That 100 gold will pay for the healing potion we just used. So let's grab 100, a hundo, and then the loot is the more interesting of the two. Okay, I will take it. This is a +2 damage, +3 chaos weapon, gives +1 to strength, and what I ultimately want to do is I want to give that to, this is our rogue. So you can see that's quite an upgrade, although we are going to lose the socket, but it just does more damage. So that by itself is the thing that makes it worth it. But at the moment though, we got to use the dog to get that stuff delivered. So I'm going to just lay it down there and let's do that. Let's activate the dog, run up to her, get some stuff, you know, bring it back. So I'm going to roll for the dog here. So that's a 12. And then again for the dog, that's an 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I knew the dog wasn't going to quite make it, but that was a nice romp across the dungeon, especially for rolling so poorly. That's it for number 1 and number 2. And then we move to number 3, which is the wizard. So what we're going to try to do here is we're going to try to form a party with these 3 guys and go into this room. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend an essence. The wizard drops down to 12. And I meant to show this a long time ago, but like the wizard is number 3. And then the paladin, of course, is 4. And what you're supposed to do is on the, you know, if this token was on the paladin, you would flip it over to show that the paladin's rallying to join the party. So that's how you know, okay, we're on player 3, the paladin rallied, and, you know, the cleric rallied, and that's how you know you have a party of 3. It's good that Roger applied that, but we haven't needed it because mentally we know who's in our party. But, I mean, I guess if you're going to have dinner and you're coming back, I mean, that'd be good to be able to at least mark it. And I always like the games that at least give you the markers, even if you don't use them. Okay, so we're going to roll for each of them to get them into the room. Let's start with the wizard. And there's a 10. So if I put the camera up here, 10 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I made it in. And then for the paladin, I rolled a 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then his bonus movement gets him in. And then for the cleric, I rolled a 9, more than enough to get in. There's a quest item in here, which we will open later. This board up here is warping on us. And then we have a level 3 monster. So I don't know if there was empty chambers mixed in or not, but we're certainly not getting any in this one. And then there's always a chance that we're going to get that level 3 monster that lets us draw 2 cards. So obviously we're not a big fan of that. So let's see what we're going to be up against here. All right, we got a succubus. And it uses the scepter, the dagger, and the chaos. All right, so first of all, the dagger is a very good item for the wizard. So dagger will be the wizard, and that's a +3 damage weapon. The scepter, of course, is excellent for the cleric, and that's a +2 damage weapon. And then for the paladin, actually the paladin has dagger as well. +6 dagger, in fact. But yep, we'll stick with the chaos for the paladin. The paladin gets a +3 to. Paladin's only going to get a +1 to chaos. Anybody else have a better chaos? That's the thing. Nobody else does. The rogue would have been better on this one, but so paladin's just going to get a +1, but it'll be a 2 damage weapon. Okay, so now here's the thing. The paladin can cast a consecrated ground if we wanted. This thing has 5 health, so we're going to have to, really, to be honest, we only have to hit it twice. I'm going to just let it roll. All right, so for the dagger, we rolled a 9. We need a 15, which is a pretty high number. The mage natural ability is 2, so it puts it to 11. And then the weapon has a +4, so that puts us to 15, which is exactly what we needed. And so he does 3 damage to the succubus. It's not an undead. If it was undead, we would have had this, remember this event card hurts us. So we did exactly 3 damage to him or her, so she only has 2 left. Okay, now we're going to go to the scepter, and the good news is I don't think we're even going to need that. We rolled an 8, which is pretty crappy, but the cleric adds a 5 to that, which is 13. And then that's a 2 damage weapon, and so boom, it's as good as done. So 2 hits, it was a 2-hit wonder. All right, and then we're going to roll for loot. This thing is now, if we get a 16 or better, we get a loot on this. We got a 13, which was a decent roll. We get 200 gold. That's enough to send the dog for some treats. Sorry, my dog's ears went up when I said treat. She's very trained for that word. We'll go ahead and give this to the wizard. And we get 2 life force points, which is nothing to sneeze at here. And we have plenty of points, by the way, that we could probably get more skills if we wanted to. So I need to start, seriously considering that. Remember, we need 6 times 4 is 24 points just to level up to level 3. So that's something that you just want to save up. And it's an empty quest. So I don't remember what we're doing here, but it's an empty quest. So let's figure out what we were doing. I was in the Hero's Vigil. So you must search for possible location for these stolen tools. So obviously we didn't find any stolen tools in there. Now somebody mentioned that I didn't technically finish the mother's request. So we found the chalice. Once the heroes felt they must travel to the well of eternity, clear all chambers of monsters to purify the well once again. Finally, stand next to the well for 1 full turn to mend the chalice and fill it with the healing waters. So I took credit for this without actually doing that last part. So we have 500 gold and 7 of these we've already collected, but I need to resolve this. And so we're going to do that with our rogue. The well of eternity is just right here. And you can see we have 2 of them, but these can be some pretty nasty monsters. So I need to be careful. I only have a healing potion with my rogue, but let's try it. I probably should have sent my party the other way. So 1, 2, 3, and then I get to add 1, 2, 3. And no, I don't have the extra essence, and it doesn't matter because once you do a battle. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then boom, we're in this room. I have to clear these and then stand next to the well for a turn. So this one is a level 2 monster, which was to be expected. So I have, my concerns about that. But let's see what we're going to be up against here. And it's going to be a battle, but we should be okay. All right. Somebody's going to be coming to my door very soon. So I will probably have to pause at some point. But here's what we're up against. We're up against a Blackhand Blade Master. And it's using Dagger, which is great for the rogue. The Scepter is probably not so much, but the Chaos the rogue is good at as well. And I haven't been able to exchange the weapons, but that's our situation. And of course we're going to attack with these 2 and defend with this one. Now the rogue is on 1 health, but has a healing potion. So we will use that if we have to. We're going to have to use it right now because we rolled an 8 and we're going to take 2 damage. So I'm going to use the healing potion for the rogue. And she's down to 10 health. All right, and then we have 11 here for the Chaos. Now the rogue for Chaos is adding a +5. So 11 plus 5 is 16, and that's enough to do 1 damage. Now we have this 2 damage axe, but I haven't been able to give it to the rogue yet from the archer, who's on the other end of the dungeon. So that's the only issue there. So we just did 1 damage. He has 4 health left. And then we go to the dagger, which should be a total annihilation. That's 8 plus 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, it is, and it's a 2 damage weapon. So 3 total damage done. He has 2 left. So assuming we can get the good ones up first, which we didn't. So she might take some more damage here, but we should be able to finish this thing off. All right, there's a 10 on the scepter. Needs a 15. No, she's not able to do that. So she's going to take 2 damage and drop down to 8. And then for the chaos, we needed a 13. We got an 11. That was more than enough, so it's down to 1 health. And then we rolled a 10 for the dagger, and I don't need to do the math. You know that that's a good kill. So we did kill this thing. We are going to get 2 life points out of this, which is just more points that we need here. Sorry, I'm trying to think of 4 things at once, and then of course I can't talk when that's happening. All right, and then let's roll for loot. I rolled a 15, which is good. We're gonna get $100, but it wasn't a loot. Just 1 away from a loot. But the 100 money is still good because it helps us to buy more of those healing potions and fund our fun. Okay, so we cleared that room. We'll have to spend another turn to clear the next room, and then we got to spend another turn to stand next to that. So I'm gonna have to spend some turns to be able to do that. Technically, that needs to be done in order for us to finish the main quest for this. So no problem. Just a little side track there. And that was our last turn. So now we go to the minions, and there are still 5, so we don't have to worry about spawning any new ones. We have a 1, a 10, and this. So let's start with the Wraith, the Red Wraith. So we got a 6 plus 3 is 9, and we have a pink footprint. So where's the red? Oh, he's way in the back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just rolling right along. Then we have the guy who's on raid. There's a 2, and he adds a 3. So it becomes a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't move the 5th one because he would go through us. But he will attack the knight. And we got another combat. So for this one, he has 2 health, and you can see it's a scepter, looks like a magic, and a sword against the knight. I think this thing is good as dead. Oh, and look at that, the sword's first. Attack, and defend. This will be the 2 damage weapon. So let's go. I rolled an 11. I didn't even need a bonus to the sword, but just to brag, I had at least 8 that I could have added. So yes, this thing is as good as dead. Then we need a 19 on our loot roll. Oh, special ability? Nope, no special ability on this one. Was there a special ability on the level 2 guy? Nope, there wasn't. How about the level 1 guy? Nope, wasn't one on that. I got lucky. I could have just pretended like I knew what I was doing, but I really didn't. Okay, so we need a loot roll. I rolled a 1. Oh, I rolled awful in this game. Okay, this comes off. So the one guy who was running away is now gone. So let's resume our rolling. We're now moving on to the spider, who's going to get a 4 plus 4 is 8. And moving orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to try to speed this up a little bit more and just try to get it done. I'll only show you if these guys are even remotely close to us. So 4 plus 3 is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then, yeah, now that we're done, I can show you. The spider came here, turned around, and went back. And then that guy up there just basically moved up into the next chamber. And he's exactly on a spawn point right now. So, okay, so... that concludes that turn. So we're going yet again to another turn. So we start at the beginning. We don't have any more torches. So we're going to put out our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to do the rogue first this time. No, yeah, I'll do the rogue first. And then the archer. No, we're going to do the archer first. So I can move her closer to the dog. Then we'll do the rogue. Then we'll do the knight, who's pretty far away from everything. And then we're